Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. Today is the last day in Module 158, Career Services. And I'm saying career services, career development. This was a 5-day module, only 5 days. So today is the last day in this module. So please try to have all of your labs and assignments completed by 11:55 p.m. tonight. You do have until Sunday, but that's for the end. I have to turn in all of these grades. So basically, your final exam is your cover letter and resume. So please submit your cover letter and resume. Basically, if you haven't even completed the last labs, please send that, have that in their assignment. I have to get those to Career Services. We have to forward all cover letters and resumes to Career Services. Again, remember, for those who are will soon be to graduate, you will need to make sure you do your mock interviews. You have to schedule that as well with Career Services. So again, today, Thursday, May 11th, is the last day in Career Development Module 158. On Friday is your first day in Module 151. Module 151 is the module we will be in next. I'll be sharing my screen to show you how that book will look and what's going to be covered in that objective. So we're going to go through the first day, which is tomorrow, for your module 151. So remember that module 151 is the administrative medical assistant. It's only a 16-day module. It's a 16-day module. So it's going to go by pretty swiftly as well. And it's to go over basically the role of a medical assistant, the scope of practice. And remember, you all are getting certifications for 2. You're getting the medical office assistant certification and your coding and billing certification. So this chapter is very important as well. And it's very important too in this chapter that you all review your medical terminology. Medical terminology is very important. Doctors and nurses and they're not writing out those entire words. They're using abbreviations, acronyms, and all of that. So make sure that you review in this chapter your medical terminology. So I'm about to share my screen. So this is your module 151. As you can see, I already have everything basically in for quite a few days. Module 151. So we're going to go through the welcome. So in module 151, this is the book that you all will be using. This is how it looks. The administrative medical assistant. Please review your class expectations and tips for success. And in here for module 151, it states the MBC student in this module will discuss the role of the administrative medical assistant along with medical terminology, communication skills, telephone etiquette, appointment scheduling, computers in the medical office, managing medical records, electronic medical records, and financial and medical office management. So I want you all to remember, when you are doing your resume and cover letter, include these things. Because remember, your internship, your externship was the SIM charting, along with all of these things that you are learning and that we're reviewing in your course. So when you're putting down your experience, use these terms, use this terminology, this verbiage that you have experienced, like medical terminology, communication skills, telephone etiquette, appointment scheduling, computers, using computers in the medical office, managing medical records, electronic medical records, which is EMR, financial and medical office management. This is information, the verbiage you should be using in your resume and your cover letter, this information that you have this experience, because you're doing it, you're actually doing these assignments. So it's always important to try to use the verbiage and use this these terms and this terminology when you're doing your cover letter and resume. Again, remember to go over the class expectations and tips for success. Remember that your daily assignments are due at 11:55 p.m. Best practice, try to do your daily assignment, your day one daily assignment in your day one lab. So when it comes time for the weekend, you're done. You don't have to worry about on Saturdays and Sundays trying to catch up on all those labs. So just keep that in mind for best practices and it will help you. So what we're going to do now, like I said, today is the last day in module 158. So I want to give you a head start and let's go over and review what you will be going over starting on tomorrow for day one. So you will be in the intro to administrative medical assistant. The book you will be using is the administrative medical assistant. And then the white book that you already have used, the study guide as well for the administrative medical assistant. So in your grade section, you have your PowerPoint slides. I have loaded this chapter. This module is 7 chapters, chapters 1 through 7. I have already put your PowerPoint slides in the section, so you have them here. Chapter 1 PowerPoint slides. The professional medical assistant and the healthcare team. This is what you will be covering in chapter 1. The objectives. Discuss the typical responsibilities of a medical assistant and describe the role of the medical assistant as a patient navigator. I also in your labs have included a video for you all to watch. To look at the different roles of a medical assistant, the medical office assistant role, on how they are same in some ways and how they're different in some ways as well. So make sure you review that. That's in your lab, that video. You have a video also in your daily assignment. Discuss the attributes of a professional medical assistant, project a professional image in the ambulatory care setting, and describe how to show respect for individual diversity. In the medical field, you're going to come across a very diverse population. And it also depends as well on the population you're in the area you're in as well. But you have to remember that you treat everybody the same and it's a very diverse population. Differentiate between scope of practice and standards of care for medical assistants. Number 4 objective, listen, discuss professional medical assistant organizations. Examine your learning preferences and interpret how your learning style affects your success as a student. Integrate effective study skills into your daily activities. Design test-taking strategies that help you take charge of your success and incorporate critical thinking skills and reflection to help you make mental connections as you learn material. Summarize the history of medicine and its significance in the medical assistant profession. Summarize the various types of medical professionals, allied health professionals, and healthcare facilities. Define a patient-centered medical home, which is PCMH, and discuss its 5 core functions and attributes. So we're not going to cover everything in this chapter. We're going to do the first 7 chapters. But please, in your student syllabus, please review the objectives and read through this information. Because remember, the more skills and knowledge you have, the better your pay experience will be as well. I like to reflect again, when you're doing your daily assignments, please reference your PowerPoint slides. Your PowerPoint slides have majority of your answers for your daily assignments. Here is one here, responsibilities of the medical assistant. The answers are here. Critical skills include assisting during physical exam, performing patient screening procedures, performing ECGs, phlebotomy, first aid procedures, and infection control procedures. The administrative skills of a medical assistant, which would be assisting with your medical office assistant, that certification you will be taking and getting as well. That role includes in the front office, answering telephones, managing patient scheduling, documenting accurately in patient health records, managing facility correspondence, following legal and ethical principles. The role of a patient navigator, that was your objective that stated. So the role of a patient navigator is Medical assistants also play a role as the patient's advocate. Care coordination originated from patient navigator program. Patient navigator positions are commonly called care coordinators. Positions can be found in ambulatory care settings and hospitals. So there are so many different areas that you can use that knowledge and skills as a medical office assistant, especially with the all of the extra assistance that you're getting with billing and coding. So you're getting all of this extra that you can use in so many different areas. Customer service. Medical assistants must provide excellent customer service. Customer, one who purchases goods or services. Patients are considered external customers. Internal customers are people whom you deal with in the work environment. Customer service, whatever we do for our customers to improve their experience. So that's the first little objectives that I want us to go through. So on here, I want to show you in your student syllabus. Remember, the syllabus is also in the gray section of your e-learning. And on here, it shows you the objectives that we're covering. Lesson 1. Lesson 1 has 12 objectives. After completing this chapter, students should be able to. So this is all of this information that's going to be covered in chapter 1. Please review your syllabus. This also helps you with some of your answers for your daily assignments. After this chapter, we'll be going on to lesson 2, therapeutic communication. Describe the importance of a first impression. Remember, you had a lot of this in your cover letter and career development. You had some of these same questions. So remember, you need to retain this information because it follows from one chapter to the next. So next, I want to show you all. I'm going to go over here. Let me move this over. This mouse is acting funny.
Mine at work acts 22.
So I want to share. So this is the book, The Professional Medical Assistant of the Healthcare Team, Chapter 1. KENS, the Administrative Medical Assistant. This is the book that we will be using for the chapter. So I'm trying to see, like I said, this mouse is really acting up now. So page 1, the learning objectives, which we just covered some of them. Vocabulary. You will be tested on vocabulary. So make sure that you review these medical terminology terms. And it shows you the breakdown of it. Allopathic, a system of medical practice that treats disease by the use of remedies, such as medications and surgery, to produce effects different from those caused by the disease under treatment. So make sure that your vocabulary, you understand the meaning, because you will have quite a few vocabulary on your exams for this module. And that's in chapter 1, your vocabulary. See, quite a bit of terms. So here's a scenario. Carmen Angelos is a new student in a medical assistant program accredited by the Commission on Accreditation of Allied Health Education Programs, CAAHEP, at Butler County Community College. Carmen is returning to school after working at a local pharmacy for 5 years, where she became very interested in pursuing a career in medical assisting. She has been out of high school for a few years, but is very excited about her new career choice. While studying this chapter, think about the following question. Why is professionalism an important attribute in the field of medical assisting? Can one of you answer that? Why is professionalism an important attribute in the field of medical assisting?
Because you're representing the company.
Exactly. What are some other things?
I don't know.
Misty?
I'm thinking.
Why is professionalism an important attribute in the field of medical assisting?
Because of HIPAA. Like, you gotta be professional with the patients and not get too personal and be professional.
That's true. And another thing as well, you have to remember, because that determines on if that patient is going to return, being professional, if they're going to return back to that clinic. If they're going, like if you're not professional, you can lose patients like that, which can account in you being laid off in all different types of forms, because professionalism is very important. They were like, oh, okay, this person was very rude. I'm not coming back here. So that facility, that's a loss of revenue right there, because now you're losing patients because you don't have that professionalism. So always remember, professionalism is very important in any healthcare, agency. What is a typical job description of an entry-level medical assistant? You'll have that in the chapters. And remember, a lot of this relates back to your cover letter that you went over in career development and your resumes. How will scope of practice and standards of care determine your role as a medical assistant? I have a video that's explaining that to you as well. Why is it important to learn about professional medical assistant organizations? Studying may be a challenge for Carmen, and what we read up here, and it says, what skills can she use to help her learn new material and prepare for examinations? So all of these things here are things you're going to be reading and going about in this chapter. So the introduction, what an exciting and challenging career you have chosen. So not that you've chosen medical assistant, but you have to realize all of this goes together. Medical office assistant, billing and coding, insurance, you have an array of different services that you'll be able to provide. Medical assistants are multi-skilled healthcare workers who function under the direction of a licensed provider and are primarily employed in outpatient or ambulatory care facilities, such as medical offices and clinics. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, medical assistant is one of the nation's fastest growing careers, and employment opportunities are projected to grow 29% through 2026. This growth in job opportunities for medical assistants is due to multiple factors, including a steady increase in the aging population as baby boomers spur demand for preventive health services from physician offices and ambulatory care centers. Since medical assistants are trained in both administrative and clinical skills, they are the perfect employees to meet the needs of this increasing population. In addition, the switch to electronic health records, EHR, in ambulatory care centers will also open up employment opportunities for medical assistants who are trained in EHR computer software. And remember, you all have had that externship when you were working in SIMS chart, how to do an electronic health record, how to input that information, how to navigate through all the different screens. So you have that experience. So remember all of the stuff that you have learned and you have done when you're putting together your cover letter and your resume. Don't leave out those important skills. Responsibilities of medical assistant. Medical assistants are the only allied health professionals specifically trained to work in ambulatory care settings, such as physician offices, clinics, and group practices. That training includes both clinical and administrative skills, covering a multitude of medical practice needs. The skills performed by an entry-level medical assistant depend on his or her place of employment, but all graduates of accredited programs are taught a similar skill set. Clinical skills include assisting during physical examinations, performing patient screening procedures, assisting with minor surgical procedures, including sterilization procedures, performing electrocardiograms, which is ECGs, obtaining and recording vital signs and medical histories, performing phlebotomy, performing tests permitted by the clinical laboratory improvement, amendments, collecting and managing laboratory specimens, following Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is OSHA, OSHA, regulations on infection control, administering vaccinations and medications as ordered by the provider, performing patient education and coaching initiatives with the scope of practice. So you can constantly go through the rest of these, all of these things with the training and with everything that you've learned, you would be able to do. Only thing that you won't be able to do unless you're cross-trained is the administration of medication. Administrative skills include answering telephones, managing patient scheduling, creating and maintaining patient health records, documenting accurately in a paper record and an EHR, performing routine maintenance of facility equipment, performing basic practice finance procedures, coordinating third-party reimbursement, performing procedural and diagnostic coding, communicating professionally with patients, family members, practitioners, peer, and the public, managing facility correspondence. All of these skills here are the administrative functions that you will be able to perform. These a lengthy list of capabilities that make up the basic skill set are not all that is expected of entry-level positions. So make sure that you're reading and you're paying attention to the figures, like 1.1, it's showing here the medical assistant as a patient navigator. So also remember all the different skill sets, because you can be pulled in different areas. So, and this also will increase your pay grade and your pay range if you're able to have different skill sets. In your assignment, you have the critical thinking 1.1, that's one of your lab assignments, critical thinking application. Remember, when you have all of these critical thinking questions, remember the information is prior. It's not going to give you something after. So if you're reading your material as you should be and reading and reviewing your PowerPoint slides, you should have no problem with accessing the answers. Customer service, that was one of your objectives. Make sure that you're reading through this. And then your critical thinking application 1.2. So make sure that you're reading chapter 1 PowerPoint slides. Tomorrow is Friday, which is your day 1 for the new module 151. So you have only tomorrow's that day 1 assignment. So you have Friday and you have all the way until Sunday to review that lab, your day 1 lab. And also I stated I have videos that I've placed in your day 1 assignment, as well as your day 1 lab for the weekend. So remember, module 158 ends tonight at 11:55 p.m. And then your next module won't end until June 5th. So it starts May 12th, is a 16-day module, and it ends on June 5th. So do I have any questions or concerns?
So do we, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Misty.
The labs, we do have until Sunday to finish those, right?
You have until Sunday for the new module. The last day for module 158 is tonight at 11:55 p.m. Remember, at the end of the module, you have until that night. By it only being a 5-day module, you have until Thursday night. If you need an extension until Sunday, you will get that extension. But the last day of the module is tonight, 11:55 p.m.
Okay.
So the resume and cover letter tonight.
Yes. I have to turn in those grades. That's why I say best practice is to do your day 1 assignment and your lab. So when the weekends come, you don't have to worry about doing those assignments. So, if you have that time, please try to complete that day 1 and your lab. And then at the end, you don't have anything to complete. By this being a 5-day module, it's going to be hard trying to, navigate between 2 sessions like that with only 5 days. And then day 1 starts tomorrow for the new module.
Okay, so the cover letter that we turned in earlier, that's like, is it okay if we pull from that?
Yeah, of course.
Cover letter?
Yeah, you just take that cover letter that you did for that earlier assignment and then submit that with your resume and that assignment for your final exam for that module for 158, career development. Any
got
other
confused on
questions?
that cover letter.
I will put this in your new module. I will have this placed in your new module for you to review. So it will be in your module 151. And I'll also have it placed in 158. I'll put it in both. So for those who are still working on 158, until 11:55 p.m. And then this will be your first review for module 151. So I have it placed in both. 158, I'm going to put that in your Zoom class, and then I'm going to put it in 151 as well for your first day review for module 151. Okay. Any other questions?
Is it 5:30 yet?
It's 4:28.
I was being sarcastic.
I know. I know.
So like in the medical field, we can be cross-trained as
Yes,
like,
you can.
okay, because I was wondering about that. Because I did like, I know I take vitals and stuff like that. So I was wondering if there's like a chance to move
There's
along
always that
one.
possibility with all the skills and the knowledge that you're having, and you're going to have that medical office assistant certification as well. So you can be cross-trained in different areas, what's going to help you as far as your,
Yeah.
what you can expect, your salary expectations.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Missy said it's 5:30.
Be a long night.
Any other questions? One last
I
time.
might just see if I can leave early.
One last time, module 158 ends tonight, 11:55 p.m. Please try to have your daily assignments and labs submitted so I can turn in these grades. If we don't have any other questions, you all have a great day. I will apply your points for joining today. We had 6 graduates, so that's why you don't see some others on here. We had 6 graduates. Their last day was last night.
Oh, yeah.
So they're gone 6, yes. A huge graduation for that class. So you all enjoy. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me and I will get back to you. So you all enjoy your Thursday, your Friday. Have a peaceful and great weekend. And I will see you all. I did, like I said, place videos and some of your assignments, and I will see you all next week.
Okay.
Enjoy
Happy
your
Mother's
evening.
Day.
Bye-bye.
Okay.